Boom, and we're live. Good morning, and welcome back, Crypto Warriors, to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 138. Today is Wednesday, April 4th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
Sergeant Crypto got me laughing in these comments. He said, y'all making the formation on time today. I saw that too. Before we started the show, I was talking to Bitcoin Zay. I'm like, good gracious, these comments getting lit. That's what I like to see. Let's see. Torrance J playlist. Is this show going to be dedicated to McAfee? Not dedicated, but we're going to give. We got to talk about him all day. We got to holler at you, McAfee, about something. I'm not going to test this gangster though, because he is about that life. And I don't have any problems with him.
I like McAfee.
I like because he's just a rebel to the fullest sense of it. Like, with the cause too. So,
make up antivirus securities. Try him if you want.
Right.
Keep that thing on him. His wife
bought that life.
Yeah, his wife bought that life. Try their family if you want.
Oh man! All right. For the free Bitcoin yesterday, who won?
So for the free Bitcoin, the winner was Efficieny team. Thank you for your comment. The premise was who else should be called out in the crypto world, or should be called out in general. And I think he put, or they put, a great comment that government regulators should be called out. We do it with dinosaurs of the day, but wouldn't it be funny if they had some conference, another conference, and somebody stood up and was like, "Hey, didn't you say that you didn't believe in cryptocurrency back in 2016?" And then we have proof now that your company is invested in something. That would actually be a good way to go about cleaning the house to make sure they realize there is a line. People that try and toe that line usually it doesn't work out because you have to choose at some point. And calling out government regulators is pretty smart. So sent you that free Bitcoin. Thanks for the comment.
There's a lot of good comments on there as well. And of course, that all spurred from the breaking story that happened yesterday. Bitcoin Zay pointed out where Vitalik called out Craig Wright. I saw it on Twitter actually this morning. That was pretty funny. It took him all the courage in the world to get out. Vitalik, don't man, say stuff with your chest. We got your back, man. We got your back. You can say what you want
to an extent.
To an extent, we know Russia really got your back, so you're good to go anyway, man. All right, top story. You know what? Actually, speaking of the Fed and calling people out, let's go ahead and go it. This lady here was very close to catching Dino today. Her remarks weren't that inflammatory, so we gave her a pass. However, Fed governor calls out crypto market over extreme volatility.
Oh, really now?
Right, because the traditional market the last 2 days have not been extreme volatile at all. But anyway, a member of the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors. You hear this? A member of the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors, a private bank's Board of Governors, basically called Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies out for their extreme volatility on Tuesday, but made it clear that the new asset class does not pose a threat to the stability of the U.S. economy. For one, why is a private bank talking about the U.S. economy? For two, if it doesn't pose a threat, why are you even talking about it? Leal Brainard, since she wants to be famous, who also sits on the central bank's powerful interest rate setting committee, told an audience in New York City, she's quoted as saying, "One area that the Federal Reserve is monitoring is the extreme volatility evidenced by some cryptocurrencies. For instance, Bitcoin rose over 1,000% in 2017 and has fallen sharply in recent months. However, they're not looking at the traditional stock market, it sounds like."
She didn't go all the way in, but she did.
That was her only statement.
She did say it without actually, clearing up what volatility means in a market. Because honestly, if you're a trader, volatility is great. That's what you want. And then also too, like I stated yesterday, when you measure volatility versus percent gained, something called a Sharpe ratio, Bitcoin outperforms all the tech stocks by a large margin. So even though it's volatile, it's worth it. That's basically what that ratio means. So, when people say stuff like that, like her, got close to Dino today because she didn't say it was a scam or a Ponzi.
Right.
But I think her comments may be, what coming forward most people are going to have to say is they're going to have to keep it, away from that whole it's a scam, it's a Ponzi thing because that doesn't work anymore. That's almost like China banning crypto again. Like, all right.
It's ridiculous. But you know what? You just escaped Leal, but with this type of thought process, I'm sure you'll be back, so we'll see.
We might see her again.
We'll see her again. All right, top story, one of the top stories. There's actually a few top stories today. A lot going on in the crypto world, but of course, as we were just talking about, John McAfee is in the news again. John McAfee charges $105,000 per tweet for promoting cryptocurrency projects. I'm not mad at that. I mean, good.
Charge more. Yeah.
He actually broke it down. He said his followers is about what, 259,000 followers. That goes out to about 13 cents per follower. No, excuse me. He has 810,000 Twitter followers. And he even has a cost breakdown of how much money they spent and everything. He says at a minimum they represent about 4.48 billion in crypto investments. I mean, this is McAfee, so who knows that number is all the way legit.
Yeah.
But I don't, let's say, he said 224,000 of them represent a minimum 4. That's a fair number.
That's good enough.
Yeah, they following him and he's in the crypto. He's saying each follower only costs about 13 cents. If you were to pay the money, and if he's promoting stuff like Tron, yes, charge them 6 figures.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is like Torrance just said. I was just about to say, this is a great hustle for people who want to basically throw out pump and dumps like Tron or whatever, And he's like, all right, well, you can do it, but you're gonna pay me for this. I don't see the problem with that.
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
And on top of that, he's not telling you to buy it. He's just saying this is coin of the day, blah, blah, blah. And everybody who's jumping in trying to catch the wave or, get in at the bottom of this pump and then try and sell at the top, good luck because it won't happen. Right. But, if you're dumb enough to get scammed, hey, I'm a fan of adults getting their money taken if they're too dumb to realize that. Come on, man.
Right. If he came out of the blue, I mean, he literally came out of the blue with the coin of the day thing, then he turns to coin a week. He basically told you he's just going to be shilling coins. Yeah. And they were pumping too. So, like, literally they were pumping that same few minutes, whatever, but it was literally people just trying to jump in, make some quick money, and get out. Uncle Al said, you think that's a good thing? Y'all are lost. Uncle Al, this is why we think it's a good thing. For one, we love constructive criticism, so tell me why you think it's a bad thing. How about that? But we think it's a good thing. I personally think it's a good thing because, yes, if you are listening to McAfee, if you listen to anybody just straight pumping coins while doing your own research, then you go ahead and take this L. Yeah. You need to learn these lessons. It costs money to learn these lessons. You're about to learn them the hard way. Yeah. So whether it's McAfee, I don't care if it's President Trump, I don't care who it is that's pumping or promoting coins. If you're just looking at Twitter, you're just looking at YouTube, you're just looking at whatever source and not doing your own research, then yes, if you fall victim to that, then hey, it's going to happen.
Yep, tough love. Right. Just like, because somebody say, he's a scammer. McAfee is a scammer. Yeah, possibly. It's illegal to pump and dump. It's
not in this market right now.
But
that's why Roger Ver got away with it.
That's why I said.
That's why Coinbase got away with it.
Not a fan of any of them. Yeah. But at the same time, like we said before, there are no regulations. It's the Wild West. You can do what you want. And on top of that, people trying to get rich quick. You have to learn the hard way. There's no way to explain it to somebody. You know how many people I've tried to tell don't buy Ripple and they still want to get it? Well, they have to get dunked on once or twice before they're like, all right, I just lost 80% of my net worth. And then they come back. So that's what we're saying. We're not saying this is good for the industry or whatever. Who cares about that? What we're saying is once you get these pump and dumps or these little schemes out, people can realize it, and then going forward, they won't get caught up in that web. So, if you want to live in a free market, get used to it. If you want regulations,
that's the key thing. It's about being in a free market.
Yeah, and it's not even really the Wild West. 2013 was the Wild West. Like 2014, back when you had some sites that would literally they would tell you it's a scam up top, and people would still invest in it. So,
it's a scam like BitConnect. Yeah, a lot of crypto people who have been in tried to tell you about, and they sent their troll army after them and dislikes and all that good stuff.
Scam like the US
So
dollar.
Yes, Uncle Al, that is why we think it's a good thing because there are people who still bought the dip of BitConnect. Who, if that's what they want to do, if they don't want to listen to anybody, want to put their blinders on, then yes, they need to suffer those consequences. That's the only way they will learn moving forward.
Right?
It's
also, too, if you want to keep using the scam coin US dollar over time.
Right. People still using the United States dollar.
That's the biggest Ponzi scheme in the history of the world. Like, what do you... you forced to use it, of course, with laws and regulations. To an extent, because we have crypto now, so you're not. So this is actually good. This is what we're talking about.
Right. See, Sergeant Crypto, shout out Sergeant Crypto. He said he got burned in BitConnect as well. But guess what? I bet he's not going to fall for that again.
Never going to
ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is just the beginning. 5 or 10 years from now, when his stakes are higher and he's dealing with 6-7 figures on a crypto trade or something, or trying to buy into an investment, he's going to be like, nah, I'm good. I saw this a long time ago. So
got to burn your finger on the stove so you realize it's hot.
I tell you what.
I can tell you it's hot all day, but once that bubble comes on your finger, you realize it now.
And people like McAfee are good too, because if you do learn these lessons, especially when it's a bear cycle and you don't have that much money on the table, it is a lot better than learning those lessons 4 or 5 years from now when you do have a lot of money on the table and it's a bull market and everything seems going right, and then all of a sudden, bam,
This sounds legit.
Right. You know what I mean?
And they skate off with 10 million.
Yeah. All right. So that's that on McAfee. Still love them for entertainment, though. Bitmain releases, I can't even say, Ethash ASIC miners. Ethash ASIC miners. What is going on in Bitmain and their dominance to take over all things mining?
Well, that's sort of the pushback we've discussed with like Monero, where they forked off to avoid it, to keep GPUs. Some of the newer coins I've seen pop up are starting to favor GPUs because ASICs essentially killed the market, so to say, because their efficiency basically makes GPUs ineffective and nobody uses them anymore. That market tanks, and then the ASIC market goes up and Bitmain gets rich again based off that. So that is what's coming around now. They have Ethereum or Ethash miners coming out, and I know I see it here. Yeah, orders are limited to 1 per person, so they're literally telling you that you can get an ASIC, sure, but you're not gonna have most of them. We always are. You can only get one.
That's a red flag. That is a huge red flag.
So that's why my boy Fluffy Pony over at Monero wasn't having it, and some of the other people aren't, because they know this is literally Bitmain trying to take over the entire market, and they're doing it by telling people, hey, you can get one, you can make a little bit of money, you can make a few thousand, but we're going to keep the billions that these miners could have. And if I was producing miners, why would I sell them? I would just use them if they're if they're going to all be so profitable. But you need that market share in order to keep that company going. So shout out to them for trying. But I don't think people are going to fall for Bitmain stuff too much longer.
So Bond said, I'm not too familiar with mining, but isn't efficiency what tech is all about? Yes, to a certain extent. But when one company owns 80% of the mining power and everything and all the equipment to mine, to exploit mining to make it even more efficient only to their company, then you have centralization of mining. That
basically own the whole crypto world at that point. So
so that part isn't good. It'll be one thing if they made this and let's say, I don't know, these are decentralized miners that all the money went back to the, to people who made them, and then you can have as many as you want and everybody can buy it. It'd be a little bit different. But like Bitcoins, they said, they're saying right here, you see it, orders are limited to 1 per person. That's because Bitmain wants to keep it. And then add insult to injury. They're saying they will only accept Bitcoin Cash and US dollars for its first payment. In the
second red flag.
Like, that is a huge red. Only Bitcoin Cash. Jahan Wu, people, you should know who he is. Look at his picture. I'm not going to quote what he said. I think we tweeted already, but it's something about if you want, then your mother can get it, basically. So, and this is a multi-billionaire in charge of a huge company. Just look up the tweet.
It's the crypto market, people. The world is changing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he got gangster with it too. So
a lot of them do.
A lot of them have been letting it fly out the rail. So it's pretty interesting. But again, the only other main competitor, of course, is Nvidia. Nvidia. There we go. Who does the GPU mining? So that's pretty good. Speaking of billions of dollars in mining and all that other good stuff, Mt. Gox ex-CEO I can never pronounce his name either. Mark Karpeles, Karpeles, it doesn't matter. The guy who took all your money in 2014, says he doesn't want leftover $1 billion post-liquidation funds. Mt. Gox CEO, from the defunct Bitcoin exchange, Mt. Gox, said that he doesn't want the 160,000 Bitcoin, $1.12 billion that will be left after the exchange repays its creditors. Basically, the way the bankruptcy law works in Japan is that if there are any assets remaining after the creditors have been paid in full, then those assets are distributed to shareholders as part of liquidation. So basically, when Mt. Gox said they went bankrupt, they paid back all their creditors, they've been in the process of paying it back, and it turns out all the extra Bitcoin that's left over for everyone in the world who invested is now his to have if he wants.
Almost $1 billion.
Right. I'm pretty sure it's two things. I don't think he understands the power of $1 billion. Because I'm pretty sure he said, I don't want it to be looked at almost as a good guy, and so people probably won't try to kill him 24/7. However, with $1 billion, there's a lot of security protocols you can put in place to make sure people aren't trying to kill you. Right. So
there's people that want to get to people all the time, but with $1 billion, you can get a whole island with your own people surrounding it. So, I don't believe for 1 second he doesn't want $1 billion. Come on, man. I think he really just is one of those people that when they get caught with $1 billion scam or whatever, he just doesn't want people on his back. Like, you're Mark, the guy that did blah. Sorry, man, that's gonna follow you forever.
Yeah, it's already gonna follow you.
That's the crypto world. You do something that heinous and that big, it's going to follow you because people don't forget, and especially not something that happened a couple years ago. Right. Maybe 20 years from now, the next generation of crypto people or whatever, if we have AI coins by that point, they may forget. But right now, nah, it's not going away, brother. You might as well get that money and then double down on it and say, yeah, I got you, and then say bye. But we'll see.
Kind of going back to the Ethash, Anya92, great question. They said, do you think Ethereum will fork to try to kill the Bitmain monopoly? I remember, I know that has been discussed. They're saying that they might try to fork, same thing as you said, Flavio Pony and them did with Monero, to kill the coding for that. What's your thoughts? Do you think they're going to try to fork?
Yeah, I think they'll try to.
Which number fork is this?
I'll try to discuss it. However, from a publicity standpoint, because I've heard Vitalik say it a few times, from a publicity standpoint, it might not bode well. Who knows? I know Barry Schilbert will probably jump in and say, see, this is why you need Ethereum Cash. However, in my opinion, right now it's kind of 50-50 because they don't want the monopoly with the ASIC miners, of course. However, but at the same time, Vitalik has a monopoly on Ethereum code. Like only he can really validate it. So it's sort of, it's one of those things where I kind of want to believe in where he's trying to do the best thing for Ethereum. But I do know that when it's billions of dollars at stake, there are powerful people that are like, hey, Vitalik, you only weigh 130, soaking wet with a bubble coat.
And that's real life.
We'll fold you up if you don't do what we want you to do. So, like I said, I can predict, but I promise you, in the crypto world, there are people behind the scenes who you've never seen or never talked to who are giving them a lot of their orders now because it's too much money involved.
Right.
So if this was 2-3 years ago, I would say, yeah, they're gonna fork, whatever. Because Ethereum Classic, I felt, was a result of, or I know it was a result of security failure, but if it was, this centralized thought process of ASICs 2 or 3 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, they'll definitely fork it. But right now, I don't know. You never know, man. You don't know what people do behind the scenes. So They could come up with a better excuse to not fork than they would to fork. So put it like
Shout out to Crypto Q. He said John McAfee would do Karpeles security for himself for $1 billion. Oh, yeah. He probably would. That's pretty funny.
And tweet about it.
Right? All right. Again, speaking of billions of dollars, OTC cryptocurrency desk trades billions over Skype. Now, I didn't realize we were using Skype, but one of the things that have been going on a lot more off the grid is a lot of people are buying and selling crypto, like huge numbers. I'm talking, 7-8 digits plus, not using exchanges because the privacy issues, they don't want to affect the market. And that's what this story is kind of pointing to. They're saying by trading billions over Skype, not only are they, going around, again, not saying these people are criminals, but when we talk about having to register or exchange your social security number, your blood type and all that, we're like the people who actually want to commit crimes won't use the exchange. Hence, we have billions of dollars being traded over Skype. Again, not saying they're criminals, just saying by doing this, they can sidestep all the regulations exchanges have by the government, and they can keep their privacy, and the market doesn't know that money or that crypto is moving. And one of the things they're saying it looks like is that people are buying a lot of Bitcoin or crypto over the counter on Skype and then going back to exchanges, selling it, dropping that price down, getting those short contracts, winning both ways, and then coming back around buying even more crypto and rinse, wash, and repeat.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as we always say in the free market, anybody's able to do what they want. But this is sort of how crypto was meant to be used, was that if you wanted to give value using Bitcoin, you could just do it person to person, in person, which I've done before a few times, or via Skype, which these people seem to have found out is the easy way to do it. Usually the third party that Bitcoin was meant to oust is the exchanges that you have to use. So even though it's a third party that you may not want to use, you have to. Until you figure out somebody that buys over the counter, which I know a few people who do deals, they sell back and forth. If you have cash and another person has Bitcoin, why not? And then once they have it, it's theirs to do with whatever. So if they want to, sell it off and it sort of crashes the market, so to say, whatever. I mean, these
market, like you said.
Let's say these are people who will figure out real soon that when the tide turns and it's a bull market, they'll do the opposite. They'll long it and they'll buy more Bitcoin. I mean, it's one of those things. It's pretty much a game to people with this much money. However, how can you stop it? So in a free market, you got to let it happen and live with the results. So I think over the counter is just something that has to stay around in order for crypto to be valid, because if it's only through exchanges, they can just shut down exchanges and it's over.
Right.
So has to happen.
Well, I can't wait until it gets even more popular, honestly. Unfortunately, no exchanges. They serve the purpose. They still, of course, semi-serve one, but basically with their acceptance and their, basically placating to the government, who wants to use them? So here's another option. It looks like in this article, it also says Circle actually trade up to $4 billion a month over the past year. Wow.
Yeah,
so there's some big trading going on over the counter, people. I mean, this is the real deal. $4 billion a month. There's some big trading going on. And I guarantee you, it's probably only to like 10 different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't discuss who it is.
Right. Come on. You're not doing Skype calls with 50,000 people. Come on. You're doing it with a handful of people.
A handful of people, y'all sitting together. Hey, what's up, Bob? How you doing today? All right, just got off the course.
Right, I'll take 750,000 more.
Yeah, kids just crashed my car. All right, give me some more. Yeah.
Fintech firm stock drops by 30% following announcement of SEC investigation. I gotta give it to listen. I don't know what this is supposed to be, the boogeyman bug, but when the SEC points a finger at you, investors flee. Again, this is the deadly game. I'll tell you why. Because if you are investing in something, and just the thought of a government body coming for them makes you flee, then you didn't do your due diligence the right way. You did not do your proper due diligence. Teslas, you're included in that conversation. But seriously, it's like you got to expect some of these things to happen. Like right now with most of these investments, the SEC can just spin the bottle and say, hey, you breached our securities code of conduct, whatever, we're coming down on you. So that can happen. But what is going on right here with the SEC?
It looks like the SEC is basically stopping all these companies from throwing blockchain in their name and making huge gains, because Longfin, after news that they were being investigated, lost a large amount, 30% drop actually, down to about the $9 range. When they put blockchain in their name, or they actually said that they were buying a company, Zidu.com, which said they have blockchain technology and smart contracts, their stock went up over 1,000% in 2 days. And we talked about, I think, 3 different companies that did that put blockchain in their name.
Blockchain stimulus package.
Blockchain stimulus package did it, and it's against SEC rules to do that, because apparently if you jump on a trend and you make too much money, that's illegal.
Really what it is.
They make too much money.
If they would have did that, if every company that put blockchain in their name that made money would have actually lost money as soon as they put that in their name, no one would even talk about it.
Nobody even said
they would have been like, ha ha, these idiots over here.
Yep. And honestly, I think it's the SEC hating again on a company. They have their rules in place to curtail too much profit. If people don't understand that by now, is that yes, you can make some money in this country, but if you are making it easier or faster than somebody else, they have to, in their mind, even the playing field. And that's what all this regulation usually is. Even though the playing field has never been even since the beginning of time, they want to even it in the eyes of what the government sees as even. So that is basically what happened, and now they're being investigated based on the fact that they put blockchain in their name. I mean, that's literally all it is.
Well, you know what all these regulators are reminding me of? I mean, it's literally reminding me of the show Billions. What's the main character's name? The regulator one, though, right?
Yeah.
The regulator who actually...
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti, who's actually breaking the law by trying to secure the law, which is ridiculous, because that's what a lot of them are doing. When you all of a sudden want to come after Longfin for putting a word in their name and people buying into it, again, it's kind of like we said about McAfee. That is the investor's fault right here, all right? You can't protect everybody, all right?
Yeah.
You cannot protect everyone. If all they did was put blockchain in their name and it caused their stock to rise, 1,000% in 2 days, which is unheard of on the NASDAQ. It does not happen. That doesn't happen. So for that to happen, that says a lot about the investors. We don't need the regulators to come in and tell the investors, hey, or if you anything, come in and be honest. Like, hey, you guys are idiots for this one. Like, and not even trying to name call, but you guys are making some unintelligent moves here. But you don't come in and just all of a sudden, well, we're going to target them, and now their stock's plummeting, which is, again, probably fair. But
they always do it under the guise of security.
Of course.
They always say we're trying to secure, make sure investors are safe. I'm telling you, I don't understand this whole feeling that you have to protect adults from something. You know what I mean? Like, you're an adult, you can read, you can learn, you can not do it. I mean, it's easy. It's just like a seatbelt. Like, why am I getting, a ticket for a seatbelt? It's like, maybe I don't want to wear this seatbelt right now. Like, there's no reason to throw this security on top of stuff for adults at at that point. So
well, the way they're acting right now, going back to the show Billions, I'm pretty sure all their wives are like the guy's wife in the show too. Let's just throw that out there.
Yeah, pretty much. Talk down to them, go to work and take it out on everybody else.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. We know what type of guys is working over there. All right. Speaking of, the overregulation, I guess you can say, in, consumer protection and everything, a commenter said a great comment on this next story here. Iran's government is debating a ban on Telegram over its ICO. Basically, they said that Telegram came out with the ICO, $1.7 billion. It's going to be doing big things. Already, Iran doesn't like Telegram because it was used. Telegram has been widely used in Iran already and is frowned upon by some government members for its claimed role in the organization of protests in the country in December 2017. So, for one, you want to ban something because it enables people to communicate. That says a lot. And then they also said that, let's see, where are we at?
The goal sending messages I don't know about.
Right, really. The goal of creating Iran's moderate president, they say Hassan Rouhani, was quoted as saying, the goal of creating and enhancing Iranian software and messaging apps should not be blocking access to other apps, but the goal should be the elimination of monopoly. So they're trying to say Telegram's monopoly now because people like to use it. I wonder why. So he wants to break that monopoly, and he's saying that the main reason that Telegram has will officially be banned because it's now being used as an economic platform and it will undermine the national currency of Iran. Again, maybe no one wants to use your currency. But kind of going on your comments real quick. You got to
blame it on something.
On the last article, you talk about consumer protection. I think it was somebody actually in this article who had a great comment. They were basically saying, whether you're in your democracy or it's a dictatorship, they're doing the same thing. They say the only difference is democracy is going to say something about consumer protection and be nice when they take things from you. And dictator is not going to be nice. They're just going to be we snatch
taking that.
So what's your thought on trying to ban Telegram? Another country trying to ban Telegram over its ICO since it wants to become a economic platform.
Good luck. They got 1.2 billion already raised, and
1.7.
1.7. Sorry, and their founders are not backing down. So
they are not backing down.
Good luck with that. And on top of that, I think the back door or whatever will enable people to get into Telegram, the encryption part of it, to figure out people's messages. I think there has been an exploit that's been found by the NSA. So at the very end of it, if there's some type of protection that Telegram will get, it'll be probably from the U.S. government. So I don't know if Iran wants to go up against the U.S. on that issue right there, because from the outside looking in, Telegram is doing a great job right now. And if you want to stop it or ban it, then send them a letter. Send them say, hey, stop your services, so they can laugh at it and or something. Because this ain't gonna work. I can tell you that right now.
No, it's not.
I mean, just saying they're gonna ban it in their country. That's fine, but people will find a way. That's what people in control don't understand. People will find a way.
And once you do ban it, it's going to be all those people who never use it going to say, wait, what is this communication app that I can talk to people across the world or in my own country about things that aren't right and we can't get found out for using it?
Yeah, we'll find a way.
There we go. I said Crypto Q. I meant to at Ramo Jones. Ramo Jones said Axon Billions just hired a security team. One guy's from the military and the other is into tech. I commented back at Crypto Q, but that was for you. I was saying they're trying to copy us.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The Arab Spring left a bad taste in government mouths. Anonymous had to use degraded tech to get signal in Egypt. Cyberpunks are going to make it happen regardless. It's true. Crypto Q. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And shout out real quick to Madam Crypto. She said her 4-year-old just started mining Bitcoin and Zcash. He's so excited, checks his wallet every morning. There we go.
That's what we're talking about. Start them early.
Let them learn. There we go.
Start them early.
That's pretty funny. Sergeant Crypto said they're just mad that Telegram banned them. That's pretty funny. That's actually true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I tried to teach my 6-year-old nephew a little bit of trading. He wasn't trying to hear it. He was like, what? So I'll probably have to start him with something like that, too. Mining. We'll see.
Looks like more companies are under fire. It's a lot of companies. Longfin, it's Telegram. And now Alibaba is suing a Dubai ICO over intentionally misleading use of his brand.
Well, this is just dumb.
This is pretty funny.
This is dumb.
So basically, Alibaba is trying to sue ICO company Alibaba Coin, clearly because of infringement, copyright infringement, and all that good stuff. The ICO already raised about $3.5 million. Reuters reported. I think that's a good amount for a quick 10-day exit scam. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good for an exit scam, but U.S. is not having it. Dubai is not having it. Nobody is having it, basically. If you take somebody's name and you call it something coin, they're gonna come. They're gonna come for you. So especially if it's a company as big as Alibaba, because some people could be misled and think they actually have a whatever they have an affiliation, this and that. There's always dumb money in the market, and that's just what most of these people are trying to exploit. Every time they put out a project that's obviously fake and obviously terrible, they make at least 2 or 3 million. Like there's honestly like a pattern.
That much money on it.
Yeah, it's somewhere between 2 to 5 million every time I see somebody put out an ICO that means nothing. Like it's just like what this white paper means nothing. This coin is fake, and they still get a few million. So once people started seeing that, they were like, all right, let's just put out whatever, deal with the consequences later.
Well, and I was just about to say that honestly, for a scammer, a schemer, again, definitely not endorsing it. We think that's this is what's helping harm the community. So we definitely don't like it. But again, just looking at it from a raw business perspective, if I was a criminal or a scammer or whatever, and I could say, hey, I can do a Alibaba coin to make a quick 3.5 mil, go ahead and pay $1 million to government regulators and lawyers and all that, and not go to jail, and pay this little $200,000 fine back to Alibaba and keep 2.5 mil.
Came out all right.
We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I think that's, like you said, that's what's happening right now.
Yeah. Some people don't care about being in crypto. They just want the quick money or whatnot. So
they don't care about being criminals either.
Yeah, and in the crypto world, yeah, of course not. Yeah, and in the crypto world, people won't forget, but some of these people don't care. They're like, I'm not trying to be in the crypto world. I'm not trying to build a foundation for the biggest generational transfer of wealth in in world history. I just want to make quick money and get out. So that's their prerogative. Hey, we'll see how they deal with it. So.
All right. Anya92, do we think the SEC will go after all US-based ICOs? If they're not paying them, man, oh yeah. It depends on how much you're making to. All right, if you do an ICO that launched barely, doesn't do well, whatever.
Yeah.
But if it's an ICO that's pulling in, 100 mil plus, I would say maybe honestly, 30 to 40 mil plus. You pulling in 30 plus mil, SEC is gonna give you that knock at the door.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna, hey, I know what you thought about us. I know you thought we were the good guys. Turns out we're not. All right.
We need some of that.
Yeah, I want my money.
Oh yeah.
So
straight like that.
Right. So yeah, that's what we think's gonna happen with that.
Absolutely.
And last but not least, if you don't already know, the second global fintech and blockchain summit is coming up April 12th in Shanghai, China. So for those who are in our Far East Asian friends, or those who just travel a lot, go check that out and let us know how it goes. Of course, we already know what the topic of discussion is going to be. This is basically China's version of Davos.
Yeah.
And crypto is going to be all the talk, people. And it's even more important for this one, though, because one is a huge one. This is one of the biggest conferences out there. This is going down. It says 1,000 plus professional visitors for exhibition, 800 plus high-level participants for conferences, 150 financial services companies. So it's huge, right? But what's even bigger is that, of course, we know this year President Ying basically the Congress and everybody, or Parliament over there, or whatever they call him over there, just said that he doesn't have a term limit anymore, and he consolidated power.
King Ying.
Yeah, King Ying, basically. So King's Eye, this is important because they're kind of depending on what some of the regulators and the government body who speak for him will be saying here at this conference. We'll have a better outlook on what China is planning to do when it comes to cryptocurrency, and even maybe when it comes to their petro yuan or their crypto-backed yuan in general. So we'll have a better idea. All right. P3D. Oh, everybody's asking about it?
It looks like a bunch of people jumped in shilling something. All right, whatever. Have fun. But
shill away. For the free Bitcoin day, what are we doing?
So for the free Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, it is some straight shilling going on.
Straight.
Oh, Crypto Key, call him out. I just saw it too. I just really started looking at the comments.
Yeah.
All right, for the shillers that just joined,
we're gonna put y'all on Schiller's list.
You don't know, I know, right? You don't know our supporters. We got some smart investors over here. All right, they know the scam when they see it.
Yeah.
Join Somali Martin. Thank you. Here, there goes your shout out. All right.
Shout out, bro.
Yeah. All right. What we got going on?
For the free Bitcoin, let's keep the discussion going. Do you think McAfee was wrong for accepting money for tweeting out coins? Would you accept money for tweeting out coins? And if so, how much? And for what coin? Like, for instance, you have to give me $1 million to shout out, a certain coin.
This coin is
Bitmain. Yeah, whatever. Out. Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Let us know. Do you think it was wrong, or do you think it was, something that you find unethical? Do you not care because in free market it happens? Let us know. Keep the discussion going. Put your public address, and we'll send that free Bitcoin. Please make sure you comment on the YouTube page. We have some people commenting on Facebook and other places.